I think it's really important to start with a plan, and one of the best ways to do that, I think, is to think backwards. Think about the end result first, and then capture accordingly. So ideally, you should have a background in mind. If you don't, then here's the other idea, is think ahead to the fact that you still want to match up your person with the background. So when you're taking photographs, don't just take one straight on, alter your angle, go further down, go higher up, give yourself some options. Here's an example. I was shooting with this fellow, and it was a rainy day. We were under an overpass. The backgrounds really weren't that interesting. So in my head, I was thinking, well, I know I have some backgrounds that I can use. And one particular one I remembered was kind of a stairway looking up at an angle. Well, I didn't have that image with me, of course, but in my head, I kind of imagined it. So then when I took my photographs, I was altering the angle, shooting different angles, and sure enough, one of them matched up really well, as you can see here. Now, this probably sounded like a pretty basic tip, because frankly it is, but it's surprising how many times people forget and they just grab a photo and then later on go, gosh, it doesn't quite match up with what I want. So just take some different angles, you have a much better chance of matching things up. Now, I'm going to show you some backgrounds that I've created that actually have a reference person in them, and that makes it even easier to shoot and match them up in the real photograph. So we'll take a look at that right now. The idea behind these backgrounds is that in each case you get two versions, one with a reference person standing in them, and yes, sometimes the reference person will be me, as in these examples, but in each case you get the reference person standing there, the photos are taken on a tripod, so then the next photo doesn't have the person in it. So in each case you get two copies, one with the reference person, one without. Then in Photoshop, you load both of those images into Photoshop. So there's the two images, one without the reference person, one with. And then when you go to do your compositing, you have a reference to know this person should be this tall. Now, I happen to know Claire is taller than me with those heels on, so that's why she's taller than me. You use the reference person there to help you, and then once you're happy, you hide the layer, and you're well on your way to getting a great-looking composite with the sizing done right. Now, not to make this into an advertisement, but you can check out these backgrounds coming soon to backgroundsforcompositing.com. So once again, if you can plan ahead, thinking of the kind of background you'll use, it'll make your life a whole lot simpler in Photoshop.